And I'm going to.
Yeah, now we're recording. Hi, Sue.
Hi, hi, Olga. So we're back off the cushion, off meditation, and we have decided, haven't we, that we really wanted to do another little podcast for 30 minutes. So I'll watch the time.
Please.
Yeah. And on Monday night, I did a meditation, and it was a meditation about to do with coping with emotionally charged thoughts. So quite a tricky subject. And we waited till week 6 of 8 of our community of practice sessions before we brought it in, because otherwise we thought that would be a bit much. And we had such a lovely inquiry afterwards, didn't we, which isn't
Yeah.
on the recording, that again we thought, come on, let's do it, not with other people's reactions, but with our own reactions, because being off meditation, it's about, you're going to say what happened in the meditation, but also what's happened since then, and my thoughts as well, about this type of meditation. Yeah, is that okay?
Yes, you. Thank you.
So I'll take my glasses off because I don't need to my notes.
I'm taking some notes that things I've just thought.
Okay. So it was about 18 minutes long, so a bit longer than normal. Tell me what you noticed.
Sue, as I told you that day on Monday and before recording this, it was so useful and I was so grateful. I really, really loved that meditation because, as you said, it could be, mm, people normally expect like a relaxing meditation.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Oh, it
so
was so calm. I nearly went to sleep.
oh, it's so nice to come to meditate, but there's like mindfulness becomes very, very powerful once we start using it for situations we have, emotionally charged situations and thoughts, and that's when it's very, very useful. Being mindful when things go very easy and well is very easy, because
Yeah,
it's very easy to be aware when things are very nice. You're just enjoying in the moment, being there. But when things become tricky or challenging, that's when mindfulness really, really helps. And yeah, so I noticed many things. I'm very grateful. So the first thing that I realized in my own experience, because before going into noticing troubling thoughts, we were led by you, like very gently through breathing and grounding and settling. And at the beginning, thoughts were coming and going.
yeah,
And at the beginning, we were just like being there, like breathing and not paying attention uh, too much to what was going in the mind,
yeah.
noticing what was coming into the mind and coming back to the breath or the body, just
So I'm
like
leading you down the garden path before I trip you over.
precisely. Yeah, getting like at the basis, just to be
Yeah,
able then to approach what was difficult.
yeah,
So at that moment, I remember many of us during that practice, we used imagery on how we deal with thoughts just coming and going, and this metaphor about the blue sky being awareness, and then the clouds being thoughts coming into awareness, and we just bring back to awareness and attention to the breath. So many of us, we used imagery, visualization. Some people, the clouds and the sky. Some people, a plane. Like,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
this person was putting thoughts in a plane, or like the plane was collecting thoughts.
They're amazing, amazing imagery, and we've got quite an artistic group there, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
I
So,
drew a plane when I was taking this is my plane there.
yeah.
Anyway, so
What
uh,
about you? What was your imagery?
so because I have this notebook here, maybe that's why the reason.
Yeah,
That's what the reason why I thought of the notebook with like blank pages with nothing, and then the thoughts would come up like something in the pages, and then what I was doing was just passing the pages until I got a blank one again and again and again. I just wanted to highlight something that happened to me, just in case this happened to other people.
So
And
what
so,
you're saying is that was the plan. The plan was, I'm just going to turn the notebook page over and my thoughts will gently float past. Yes?
yes, yes.
What happened?
So what happened is at some point I was thinking of a project that came up to my mind, and I imagined my friend, my dear friend, um, drawing things in the notebook, because she's an artist and she uses a lot of paper and color, and I love her art. So I started just to make a fantasy of it. So I was
Right.
getting very much into the imagery that I lost connection with the purpose of the practice, which is at that moment using the imagery just as a resource to ground myself. Instead of being grounded in my experience, I was getting entangled in the fantasy, seeing my
Yeah.
friend drawing on my notebook, and I was loving it. Oh, she can do this and she can do that, and I'm going to do that. So
You were enticed by the excitement of a new project so that we can carry on saving the world with mindfulness.
oh my goodness, yeah, which
So,
we
and
both
isn't that interesting? Because it doesn't always have to be worry, does it, or stress or difficult things. It can be, oh, I'm just going to have a big old daydream here,
good spotted, yeah,
and we lose the present,
yeah,
and
yeah,
we're
yeah.
not really awake in the present, are we? If
No,
we're daydreaming.
we're lost in fantasy, and that happened to me, and I could see that at some point, and I thought no, I decided to come back to my body.
I
So
hope you
that was,
didn't beat yourself up.
yeah, so that was the beginning, and I was very grateful to see that, and many of us. So imagery, just to like to round up this or sum up this, imagery could be very useful,
Yeah.
not only with the intention to ground ourselves in the present and in the experience itself. It's also very useful when we move on into compassion practices, kindness, and this kind of thing. So imagery visualizations got a big space in mindfulness,
Yes, yes.
but we need to be aware of not getting too much into it, that we are lost in fantasy.
Yeah, thank you. That's a really good point. Yeah.
Because it happened to me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know for the rest of the group, but I loved it
Oh, of
anyway.
course, it never happens to me, Olga. Of
Yeah,
course it does.
all these teachings, I wish I was exactly like that. But anyway, and then the second part too, which I loved, and I'm so grateful.
How can you love being asked to look at emotionally charged thoughts, which are really emotionally charged means that they're quite tricky. It's nice you loved it. Why did you love it?
Oh, very good question. The outcome was very useful for me, and then
Right.
it's
So it
like
may have been a bit difficult, but the outcome was nice.
yeah,
That makes sense.
it's liberating. I have found mindfulness and these kind of practices like a way of doing therapy to myself,
Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah. So
But it's not therapy. So then
what
um,
happened?
I think your invitation was just to bring to the present moment one of a thought that was emotionally charged,
Yeah.
difficult.
Not too hard, but hard enough. Yeah. Yeah.
And the first thing that I noticed is that my thoughts, they don't come very clear. They don't come like, I'm thinking of this. Do you know what I mean? They don't come like a phrase
Yeah.
or a statement that I can read very easily and is very clear. And I don't know if this happens to someone else, but most of my thoughts, they come up as a like remembering a situation. In this case, it was like that. So it was like a situation. It was a phone call with my mom.
Okay. Thank you for sharing.
And I, after the phone call, I was like agitated.
Okay.
But I didn't know that during the phone call.
Okay.
Only came
Didn't
back.
notice it then.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
That's why.
How
That's
much
why I
later
love.
was it after the phone call?
Oh, that was that Monday, and then we went with
Later
your
in the day.
guide, yeah, later in the
Yeah.
day.
But you hadn't, up till then, you hadn't noticed, right?
So,
Yeah.
so the first thing is like, oh no, the first thing was that I thought that my troubling thought was noises in the room, in the Zoom room, because it was an airplane, and I thought you were guiding the meditation. I was supporting. I was the techie Olgi, and I was supporting, and I thought, my goodness, the participants are not going to listen to anything because this airplane. That's my charged thought. So I picked it very quick.
Yeah.
But it was stronger the discomfort I had with that conversation.
Okay. And how did you notice the discomfort then? So there was this little niggly one, but then a bigger thing was coming through. What did?
When you asked me, or asked all of us, to come to the body.
Ah, okay.
It's because you did so nice. I loved it. So when we came to the body, I was feeling tension between my chest and my throat. And
Okay.
it was unpleasant. So the first thing, I knew it was unpleasant. So that's when you know it's a troubling thought,
Yeah.
because the discomfort could be felt in the body. First thing. So for everyone here, the body is the first foundation of this practice, because it's through the body we
Yes.
can experience emotions and thoughts, strangely. So I realized that the first thought that I had picked wasn't that.
Yeah.
And then I still had the memory of me having that conversation with my mom, which wasn't a very clear statement or phrase of a thought. It was a memory of a situation.
Yeah. That's good.
I came to the body thanks to your guidance, and I could feel the emotion was fear.
So you labeled it at
Yeah.
that point. That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I really encourage people to do this practices in the YouTube channel, so you can do it. And then I could recognize not only the sensations in the body, but the emotion that was expressing itself through those sensations in the body. And then in the memory, it was me justifying myself to my mom for something I said no to, not to her, to
Yeah.
my brother. And and that like I was desperate trying to justify my no.
So what you did is you went off from the body up and trying to sort it, which our crazy minds do. We try and sort it up there. But I kept saying, didn't I? Come back to the body. It's like dive under the discourse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to the body. So you did that, did you?
Yes. And maybe it was very naughty too, because I asked myself, it's not naughtiness, it's just like I think it's a quality we develop with the practice, which is inquiry in your own experience.
Yeah.
So I was in my body, remembering that situation, justifying myself, and I was still curious about what was I thinking that
Okay.
was causing that emotion and sensation. What was the thought? So my question, that's called inquiry, that which I love in mindfulness, is what else? And what else? What else is present? Fear of what? What is between the mind and the sensations, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I realized that the thought was, oh, the fear is because you don't want people to think that you're not a good girl. Because I said
And you want to
no.
be a good girl in everybody else's eyes.
I want to be a good girl to people.
Yeah.
What are they thinking about me? Oh, I'm worried about that. So that, and then that was a liberation, because I could see the thought clearly. So maybe for some people, the thought came up very easily.
Yeah.
So that's my like another beautiful outcome from this practice, is that for me, I need to inquiry deeper to unveil the belief or the root thought that is causing the discomfort, because in the surface it's not very clear for me.
It's lovely. Just reminds me of CBT therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy. So that's what you're doing on yourself, aren't you? You're going back to your beliefs. Amazing in a few minutes meditation that you're doing this. But
Amazing meditation. Yeah.
Thank you, but that wasn't what I meant. It was amazing that you did it. But then hang on, you notice that fear, you notice the, oh, and actually it's linked in with, I need to be a good girl. What will others think of me now? So then what did you do? Because then I said, when you've located this
Back
discomfort,
to the body. And and then I don't know if you said it like that, but it was like bringing some kindness to that sensation
yeah,
with the breath. So I was breathing into these sensations. But the difference was that now I knew what was the belief or the thought
yeah,
causing the whole thing. And it felt like a liberation. So my sensations started to like vanish
yeah,
and it started to soften.
yeah,
It started softening and and then I thought it's okay to feel like that and it's okay to feel these sensations. And
lovely.
then I could see myself that just acting out of a belief that I had unnecessarily, but it's good. That's why I'm very happy and very grateful because thanks to these meditations, I can unveil things that otherwise I couldn't see. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have seen that.
How did your body start to feel then? You said it, you were breathing kindness into it. You were under, and you started accepting that that's what you were thinking and that you had that belief. And you say, just sort of move on a few more seconds or minutes to near the end of the meditation. How did you feel, Olga? How did your body feel and your mind feel?
Softer.
Softer.
Um, so the agitation and the movement here, uh, yeah, vanished. I
That's
was
lovely.
very relaxed and very. I was being very kind to myself. I don't know. I think it makes a difference when you know what your behavior is coming from.
Yeah, lovely. Um, no, that's really lovely. And you've explained it really well. And what is nice is that's why you enjoyed it, because although it was not a nice thing to go through, you faced it, the outcome, because of the way you breathe, the way you acknowledged it, the way you turned towards it, because that's what we're doing in mindfulness, we're turning towards difficult things. The outcome was a good one for you.
Yes, it's like going to the gym, lift weighting. It's very heavy. Like you, oh. I can see people in the gym like, oh. It doesn't feel.
Weightlifting.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't look glamorous. No, but then you can see your muscles building up,
Yes,
and then
yes,
you're happy. I think it
it's like
just
that.
worked like
Well
that.
done. No, that's lovely. Um, I'm just thinking about why don't we all do this then all the time? And I thought I'd share with you
Good question.
because we asked everybody to be really brave, Olga, and to do this, didn't we? If they wanted to. And you do have to be brave in mindfulness to look at things. So if something's upsetting me, I have noticed if I'm very anxious, I start cleaning. And anyone who knows me knows that is not a normal behavior
Mm-hmm.
for me. I don't like cleaning, but it's sort of it's a distraction. It's a distraction, and I'm trying not to think. I'm trying not to feel what's happening in my body. I might be thinking, but I'm definitely not feeling. And I have learned now I need to sit down, make a cup of tea, and just notice what's happening in my body. Um, and so often we don't give ourselves time to do that, do we? So that's why I just applaud everybody who listened to the meditation or who might listen to it again
Mm-hmm.
to actually sit down and face difficult things. Because next time that thought comes up, Olga, next time that feeling comes up, how do you think you'll cope with it?
I hope the best, but I, but I think I now. I can see now that belief more clearly.
Yeah.
And it might come up in a different situation. I hope I can link it and be aware, this is the belief that I know I unveiled, I
You
discovered.
won't be going in blind, will you?
Hopefully, I'm hoping the best. But yes, it's like seeing more clearly something that you didn't know before
Yeah.
about yourself. That's why mindfulness is a lot of self-knowledge.
Yeah. And just to say a little bit more about it, why we do this, it's because the more we can start facing, because sometimes you might have just wanted to just go on the edges of that, but actually because you've done a lot of meditation, you were able to dive straight in. But for some of us, we may have just said, all right, I'm just going to sit down and have a cup of tea and calm myself down. I've noticed the agitated body, but I might not go any further. Yeah.
That's
But
true.
in time, the more we are meditating and training our mind, like weight training, the more we're able to cope with tricky situations. And these curveballs, is that the right expression, come at us sometimes when we are not expecting it,
Yes.
whoosh, and the emotion hits you and think, oh my goodness me, what on earth is that? Let's do some cleaning, Sue, come on.
Which is useful. It's not a bad idea.
Well, I
I
have a
think
clean house. It's not very clean, but it's not useful though, because if I keep doing that, and if we all keep doing that, then we land in a big mess because we've just all these curveballs we've been dodging and pretending that it's not happening and behaving as if nothing's happening and going on, and we're not being honest to ourselves and we're not being kind to ourselves. And research has shown that mindfulness is going to help us with anxiety,
Yep.
being able to cope better with the curveballs, depression.
Yep.
So before we sink into low mood and really get under the duvet and can't get out, we notice it, and instead of hopping in the hole, we wander around the hole. We still
It's
see
been,
it,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Or exhaustion and also pain.
Yep.
Sorry if I sound like a lecturer, but it's just
No,
so
no, no.
so valuable that I really want to mention it, because people think, oh yes, it's, as you said, it's just a relaxation, and it's not. So you explaining that was just so lovely. Thank you, because we don't want to share other people's, do we? We just, and so we've got to be a bit brave here. So I've shared the cleaning, nice and safe.
Nice and safe. No, but you know what? Many people might
It
have think,
is.
well, listening to this, that yeah, I might go for a beer every time I have this, and then you never know, you end up with addictions and things like that, and or I might go with any other kind of betting. Who knows?
Yeah,
So this has been proven also to be useful in addictions, just because of that behavior we have in terms of avoiding discomfort, seeking
yeah.
for distractions. Sometimes, let's say consciously chosen distractions could work when
You mean
it's,
sometimes it's good to clean,
yeah, so sometimes,
and it's not the right moment, is it?
yeah, precisely. So sometimes we need some kind of balanced mind, steady mind, and sometimes we need a steady mind to be able to explore something in meditation. It happens to me as well. Sometimes I don't have the right state of mind to sit in meditation and explore something. It
Yeah.
happens. So I need to do something before, like maybe taking a nap, or maybe having a shower. For me, showers, baths, they were very good. Just like giving myself space, time, and preparing like the field to before to being able afterwards to sit in meditation. So perhaps I just mentioning this because perhaps the cleaning could work like that sometimes.
Yeah, I just had an image. I know we've been saying don't use too much images, but if you're going into battle, you need to get yourself prepared, don't you? So if you're going to go in a battle, so for me, just sharing a bit, it's in my tummy. I can feel it in my tummy, and I'm not always sure what the emotion is, but I need to be in the right space. to sit down and explore that. I need to be prepared. So yours would be going for a shower, calming yourself down so that you're ready for it. Yeah. And, you know, if these curveballs are coming at you all the time, you're not going to move in life if you're trying to analyze everything. So we have to live, don't we? But that's moving on to the final little bit of this podcast. Yeah, because I think we've got about
I love
a
it.
couple of minutes. But I do love it too. We talked about solitude, didn't we?
Yes, I wrote down here silence.
What
You were.
what should we say about that?
You go on. What do you have in mind?
Well, I think solitude is really important. So, as a big chatterer, as you know, Olga, I also need silence, and I realise that. And I need silence to sit and do these things and reflect and meditate. Reflection. I need my dog walk with my little border terrier, usually on my own. I need it to just reflect on things. And sometimes people say they're lonely and they don't like solitude. And this is slightly different, but actually I don't feel alone when I'm sitting in solitude. I feel it's a sort of gift. It's a sort of like you having a bath, isn't it? You need it. And we don't give ourselves time often to have it.
Yeah, because when you asked me that, what so you asked me like before, why do you think you could have this exploration and this realization during the meditation? And I wrote down space, silence, and awareness. I think those three are, and my body. I also wrote down the body. So
lovely. Yeah, brilliant.
It's just taking the time to do it.
Yes.
Be quiet. Listen to the body.
Yeah.
Be brave enough to do some inquiry. What else is there? What is present? Can I be with this? And what's coming? And with that curiosity, talking about mindfulness attitudes that we could bring, just curiosity, but silence. We need to give ourselves time to be just quiet.
Yeah. So, on that note, shall we stop?
Yes, let's leave it like that. It was. I hope this really, really helps, like, people to feel motivated.
Yes.
To go and practice with a community of practice playlist. And Sue and I are here very happy to chat.
Yeah.
But to explore what comes up for you.
Yeah. Lovely. Thank you, Olga.
Thank you very much, Sue.
Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Take care.